Thank you for your patience. The Japan SDGs Action Forum will now begin. Thank you very much for your participation. My name is Ayako Sakurada, the Eco Announcer, and I will be your moderator today. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you. We are holding this event in an online format to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Today, we will be connecting with the people around the world online. The live broadcast will be available on a special website for everyone in Japan. This session is available in English and Japanese. Please select your preferred language from the special site. There's also sign language available. Now we will start the opening. First, Mr. Norichika Kanie, the chair of the Japan SDGs Action Promotion Council, will give us the opening remarks. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Norichika Kanie, chair of the Japan SDGs Action Promotion Council. Thank you very much for participating in the Japan SDGs Action Forum. I would like to extend a few words representing the host organization. I would like to thank the presenters as well as the UNDSA and the UNDP members, and also the partner organizations, and also the Kanagawa Prefecture members. Once again, thank you so much. At the beginning of 2020, the pandemic started. It was right after the 10-year plan for actions. The SDGs actions were considered to be very challenging, but it became even more challenging with the pandemic. At the Japan SDGs Action Promotion Council, in order to make transformations to achieve the goals by 2030, we decided to start this SDGs Action Forum so that we can have multi-stakeholders discuss how to take action for change. Today, we are co-hosting the organization with the UN DESA. Next year, there's going to be the SDG Summit at the UN. And the Global Sustainable Development Report 2023 is now being compiled for that. I have been appointed by the Secretary General with the independent group of scientists to put together this report. In the GSDR, there are leverage points, and these are the TECOs in Japanese. We are thinking about how to spread the leverage points in society. Transformation cannot just happen in one point in the world. We have to think about how that can be spread, how voluntary activities can take place. So hopefully we will be able to discuss that today. And that is the perspective that we're using to compile the GSDR. The draft 0 is now being put together. And we will be getting input from a broad range of members. And this action forum has a very important meaning from the perspective of this GSDR. Based on the perspective of the GSDR, we will first look into the current challenges and think about what we need to do to overcome the challenges. What are the hurdles? And organizations such as corporations, civil society organizations, and the youth will all be involved in discussing the challenges. And at the youth collaboration session organized by the UNDP on efforts to support young people, we will be discussing about how social entrepreneurs could be created. And we will also discuss how the good practices for SDGs localization can be horizontally shared. Lastly, think globally, act locally was the perspective that we have been using, but hopefully in order to create transformations, we would like to think about from a multi-stakeholder point of view what activities can take place. We are still suffering from the pandemic, and there's the Russian military invasion of Ukraine. That is that is why we need to think about how we can leave no one behind, and all individuals will have to take action to create transformations. And we would have to also keep in mind the people who have been impacted by COVID-19 as well as the war in Ukraine. We need to also think about peace, and it's the 16th goal of the SDGs. So wishing for peace and taking the right actions will lead to the immediate realization of the goals. Let's move forward this year from I know to I do. Please take action so that we can make better decisions and better actions. I would like to ask for your cooperation for this day. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman Kaniye. Next, on behalf of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, the UNDESA, the core organizer of the GSDR session, which is the core of this forum, Ms. Maria Francesca Spotalisano, the ASG of the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs, will deliver a greeting address. Please.
Thank you. Excellencies, Kuroiwa Yuji-san, Governor of the Kanagawa Prefecture, Nemoto Kaoru-san, Director of the United Nations Information Center, Kanye Norichika-san, Chair of Japan SDGs Action Promotion Council, ladies and gentlemen, those in Japan and those joining us from around the world, I'm very happy to greet you from New York, where, as you know, it's already nighttime and the lights are sparkling out there. I'm very honored to take part in this important event on behalf of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. The Japan SDGs Action Forum is a very important event and one that comes at a critical time for the planet and for our human family. The United Nations and its member states are working to address immediate emergencies, taking urgent actions to promote peace in Ukraine, and working together, I highlight together, to recover from the pandemic and make the COVID-19 vaccines available to all. At the same time, we cannot lose sight of the longer-term challenges that the Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals were designed to address. We must simultaneously fight poverty, hunger, inequality, and the triple environmental crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. To overcome these challenges, the world needs to embrace the SDGs and take bold, transformative actions to achieve them. We cannot wait anymore. The SDGs, as you know, are global goals, reflecting the international cross-border nature of the challenges in our interconnected world and our shared commitments to address them. But it is also clear that effective action must start at the local level. The necessary actions will be led by a range of diverse actors in communities, local governments, civil society organizations, and the private sector. Today's forum is designed to hear from these actors, to learn from them, and begin the process of bringing their lessons to the wider world. I am delighted that we have with us local leaders, representatives of the vibrant Japanese private sector, young social entrepreneurs from Japan and India, and many others, forging together dynamic partnerships for the SDGs. I know that you will all inspire us with examples of innovation and creative problem solving, bringing to life the promise to think globally, act locally. Your stories and experiences will be especially valuable for the members of the independent group of scientists who are here today. I know that we have scientists joining us from the Philippines, from Canada, from India, and of course, the chair of the event, Professor Kanye. These scientists, appointed by the UN Secretary General to write the next edition of the Global Sustainable Development Report, the GSDR, have a very important task, that is to strengthen the science policy interface and bring evidence-based recommendations, good practices, and strategies to light to help accelerate progress for the SDGs. This report, the GSDR, was requested by UN member states as a tool to strengthen the ties between science and policymaking. Science, including natural science and social science, must have a central role in decision-making at all levels. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us the importance of science for advancing human well-being and building resilience, including with the development of vaccines in record time. But we have also seen that not everyone has access to the fruits of science, and trust in science is not consistent. In preparing for the GSDR, the independent group of scientists bring their own expertise to the report and are also seeking inputs from diverse voices from around the world. The report will be rooted in evidence, and it will distill the conclusions and recommendations from the many assessments that the UN and its partners have produced. And I'm confident that it will be a very valuable policy-making tool and a powerful reminder of the importance of a strong science policy society interface. The independent group of scientists will deliver the report in 2023, the halfway point for progress towards the realization of the 2030 agenda, and also the year when a summit of the future will convene at the UN as proposed by the Secretary General in his Common Agenda report. Member states have made it clear that the time for planning and talking is over and the time for action is here. Cases of successful SDG implementation are vital, both as inspiration and as a blueprint for others to follow. The dialogues in the program today will feature concrete examples and so will contribute greatly to the work of the independent group of scientists and to delivering on our shared commitments to sustainable development. So thank you to all participants for joining in this crucial dialogue. I look forward to hearing your insights and to seeing them reflected in the Global Sustainable Development Report. The member states of the United Nations and the wider global community have much to learn from you, your knowledge and your experience. Thank you for your attention. Arigato.
Ms. Maria Francesca Pastorisano, thank you very much. We received encouraging comments from Ms. Pastorisano. Next, on behalf of the host city, I would like to invite Mr. Yuji Kuroiwa, Governor of Kanagawa Prefecture, to address the conference. Governor Kuroiwa, please.
Good morning. I am Yuji Kuroiwa, Governor of Kanagawa Prefecture. It is a great honor to host the Japan SDGs Action Forum for the most advanced SDGs discussions for 2 years in a row in this Kanagawa Prefecture. This time, in particular, it is the first time in the world-class scientists who are preparing GSDR 2023 participate as speakers and have open discussion. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to Chairman Kanier, UNDSA, UNDP, and all the parties concerned. Last year, I was here to call for the importance of vibrant inochi. Inochi, that is the Japanese word, and it is usually translated as life. But it also contains the images of well-being, and positive spirits full of laughter, good community and environment, and a purpose in life, and also based on diversity. What is the ultimate goal we are striving for? We say sustainable, but each person's inochi has an end. No one can create a society where people never die. A peaceful world full of laughter, where enough food, clothing, and shelter are provided. Everyone supports each other. That is vibrant inochi, the goal we are aiming for. Every time I watch the news of the current Russian invasion of Ukraine, I'm acutely aware of the importance of SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Kanagawa Prefecture has promptly started preparation to accept the displaced people from Ukraine and a wide range of fundraising campaign. SDGs action toward change is the theme of today's forum. Kanagawa Prefecture has been promoting the SDGs philosophy so far. But recently, we are entering a new stage to utilize SDGs to solve social issues. In this forum, specific examples will be shared. We will show you how we are working on social issues such as child poverty and women's menstrual poverty with our SDGs partner companies. The SDGs have set a target for 2030, which is 8 years away. I sincerely hope this forum will be an important step toward achieving the SDGs. Thank you. I'd like to conclude with 3 words: mission, passion, action toward achieving SDGs. Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor Kuroiwa. As always, you are encouraging us all. SDGs activities in Kanagawa Prefecture, which are 3 steps ahead, will be highly expected. Next, I'd like to call upon Director Kaoru Nemoto, United Nations Information Center, give an address. Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm Kaoru Nemoto, Director, United Nations Information Center. Chairman Kanye, Japan SDGs Action and Promotion Council, Governor Kuroiwa, and all the members in Kanagawa Prefecture who made great efforts to realizing this event, and Ms. Spatriano, Assistant Secretary General, UNDSA, and I really congratulate the opening of Japan SDGs Action Forum is being opened. This is the third year of the pandemic. This pandemic occurred immediately after we entered into the decade of action toward SDGs achievement, and SDGs progress was receded significantly and quite off the track. The disparity between the haves and have-nots have widened, as it is called as economic violence. According to the opinion poll of Yomiuri Shimbun published this weekend, the percentage of the people who considers this disparity as serious is close to 90%. In this situation, many people have empathy with the major philosophy of SDGs, nobody left behind. This is why the interest toward SDG is growing so much in Japan. And under there's such a situation now, it's almost 1 month has already passed since the start of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. That is a challenge to international order. Many civilians are losing their lives, and a quarter of the total population of Ukraine and more than half of their children are evacuating for safety. I know you are also breaking your heart. Many humanitarian aid organizations of the United Nations, collaborating with government and NGOs, are taking emergency actions. And at many places of the United States, people are seeking ways to stop the military actions. And SDGs show clearly that a fluent world can be established only with peace. As you know, SDGs is based upon the 5 Ps. That is people, prosperity, peace, partnership, and planet. In the discussion of SDGs in Japan, people contend to take peace is a very natural thing to have, but it's not. The dispute tells us that we have to always be conscious in building the peace. The crisis in Ukraine is affecting the world, and the price of food, energy, and fertilizer is skyrocketing, and the vulnerability is accelerated by the climate change. With the unified approach for the various issues of SDGs as a key, we definitely need to overcome the issues with a spirit of solidarity. We should not forget that climate change does not stop us, does not wait us. According to the IPCC, the 6th evaluation report that was started to be published in August last year. According to the latest one, it is said that abnormal climates are happening simultaneously, and impact is spreading as chain reaction, and it is causing a loss and damages. And half of the population in the globe is living in areas with crisis. The Secretary General Guterres says that the Ukraine crisis tells us that how the world economy is affected by the geopolitics. And we should not forget that we should reduce the CO2 emissions by half by 2030 in order to contain the temperature increase less than 1.5 degrees Celsius. It requires the emergency actions. We should not forget the long-term vision to realize the sustainable society. We should be able to revive the international collaboration and the peace for the peaceful world, we need to act together. As a prescription to address these complex issues, with the request from the member states, the Secretary General made a proposal in September last year, and with about his proposals, and we have been deliberating quite intensively, and we are going to accelerate our actions toward the implementation of these proposals. And 2023 is in the limit point toward 2030. GSDR is going to be announced, published, and the SDG summit will be held in the United Nations, and also future summit is going to be held. And Japan is going to chair the G7 summit next year to lead the discussions regarding the global issues, including SDGs. And such international actions will be boosted by the local level actions. The international society promised to contain the temperature increase by 1.5 degrees, and the society with diversity, power, for all those, local action is a driving force. I really hope that you will expand your actions and continue your acceleration. I sincerely hope today's Action Forum will ignite your motivation and lead to many partnerships. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Nemoto. The connection of the people and the world is once again revisited and reminded us that is here by her word. And today we have Channel 1 and Channel 2. Channel 1, MC is myself. In Channel 2, I'm Mitsumi, the Smile Ambassador of Kanagawa. Think globally, act locally is this year's theme, and us, Channel 2, is focusing on local part. Yeah, both of us are going to support your discussions. Thank you. That is all for the opening part. Next part is from 10 o'clock, the first part of GSDR. What is going to bring impact to achieve SDGs and change the world? Thank you.